Here's your news for September 30th, 2019. We're starting off with some sad news today, as former WWE superstar Rick Bogner has died, aged 49. Bogner is best known for playing the fake Razor Ramon in 1996 after the real Scott Hall left for WCW alongside Kevin Nash. Online, Bogner's brother Ken confirmed his death, and though his career is best known as playing off someone else's success, Bogner still has a legacy that will always live on. We at SlatRock would like to send our thoughts to Rick's family, friends, and anyone else affected by his sudden passing at this time. On to CM Punk news now, and the legal battle against his former best friend Colt Cabana is seemingly over. Mike Johnson at PW Insider has noted that the two wrestlers have asked for the case to end, and court documents from the Circuit Court of Cook County in Illinois have also stated that the lawsuit has been dismissed without prejudice. The ruling noted that both Punk and Cabana both filed for the dismissal, and when Johnson asked Kerry Stein, Cabana's lawyer, about the matter, he received a one-word email reply saying, "settled." PW Insider is also reporting that neither man received a financial settlement, and that due to the case being dismissed with prejudice, neither can file another lawsuit against the other over the matter. This case has a long history, going back to 2018 when the pair were sued for defamation by WWE Dr. Chris Amon after comments made on Cabana's Art of Wrestling podcast. Though the pair were found innocent, Cabana claimed Punk agreed to pay for his legal fees, something the Best in the World denied, leading to a $1.2 million suit by Colt at his best friend. In June this year, Punk hit back with a countersuit of $600,000 in damages, but now neither man will receive money from the other. More Punk news, as though the former WWE champion reportedly competed under a mask at an April indie wrestling show, Punk is still denying it was him. During the brief appearance, the alleged Punk hit a GTS, though when asked on Twitter about the last time he used the move, Punk simply replied, "Rumble," no doubt a reference to the 2014 pay-per-view, which would be Punk's final night in WWE. It's likely that Punk is covering his tracks, but this could also be a case of mistaken identity. At least that's what Punk wants fans to believe. Though Punk has said multiple times that he'll never wrestle in WWE again, that hasn't stopped rumors emerging recently of the Chicago-made star's possible return to the company. According to rumors, Punk could indeed be returning to WWE very soon, and though he wouldn't be a superstar, he would be part of the upcoming FS1 show, WWE Backstage. The show, which will document the weekly happenings from the company, will be hosted by Renee Young, and Punk even shared the stage with her for a tryout this week, according to, quote, numerous sources from PW Insider. As of right now, Booker T is scheduled to co-host the show with Young when Backstage premieres on November 5th, and the two-time Hall of Famer hasn't heard anything about Punk's return. Punk isn't the only name being considered for a role on the show though, as various stars including Paige, Rey Mysterio, and X-Pac have all received tryouts, but as good as these stars are, we doubt there's anyone who could get more of a buzz than the return of CM Punk. Though we still don't know whether Punk will return, one superstar who recently did was Luke Harper, though that may not be for long. Recently, the former Intercontinental Champion mentioned about never receiving a shirt by WWE, and now there is much more to the story. When Tim Hellig contacted Harper by saying that there was a Wyatt family shirt with his face on it, Harper unexpectedly commented back, claiming the shirt was designed by a friend of his and the design was taken by WWE without credit or compensation. This is a pretty heavy allegation by Harper against his employer, and could be a sign that there is still friction between the former Wyatt member and WWE. Earlier this year, Harper publicly announced he had requested his release from the company, only to be denied his request and, according to reports, had 6 months added to his contract. Now, Wrestling News reports that Harper still hasn't re-signed a new deal with WWE, though the company will presumably be desperate to retain him or risk seeing him join AEW. We all know to never say never when it comes to WWE though, as it wasn't too long ago that fans thought Sasha Banks would never return. And now the boss has a Raw Women's title match next Sunday at WWE Hell in a Cell. We said earlier that Booker T didn't know anything about CM Punk's return, and according to Brad Shepard, he isn't the only one. On Twitter, Shepard reported that his source in the company said they'd heard nothing about Punk returning, while another denied the report completely. Though Shepard didn't hear anything about Punk's return, it's always possible that the Second City Savior tried out and WWE went with Booker instead, though once again, only time will tell. WWE Backstage may already be making headlines before it premieres, but it isn't the only show to air on Fox in the near future. This week, SmackDown will celebrate its 20th anniversary with a special premiere on the network, and the WWE have confirmed special appearances on Fox and Friends in the run-up to the launch. Today, fans have the chance to see WWE Champion Kofi Kingston appear just days from his title match against Brock Lesnar, with Stephanie McMahon appearing on Tuesday. On Wednesday, Charlotte Flair will appear, followed by Roman Reigns on Thursday, ahead of the launch on Friday, October 4th. Interestingly, several superstars not associated with SmackDown are on a big wall hyping the blue brand, including Brock Lesnar, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Bray Wyatt. Though, with the WWE Draft coming soon, it's possible these superstars will soon be wearing blue. WWE has certainly got some huge things planned for their Fox premiere, and this is just the early days of a new 5-year partnership between WWE and the network. One tag team who know all about SmackDown is the Usos, and though the pair have been absent since before SummerSlam due to Jimmy's DUI arrest, it seems the former champions are ready to return. According to Wrestling Inc., the Usos will be on SmackDown this Friday, which is interesting to say the least, as they were moved to Raw earlier this year as part of the Superstar shakeup. Though the brothers may be back this week, there's still no news on the return of Naomi, who hasn't been on WWE TV since July. Hopefully the time away has been good for both Jimmy and Jay, as the pair will be looking to avoid another brush with the law when they return. The Usos aren't the only stars rumored for a comeback this Friday though, as John Cena has teased returning to the show. On Instagram, Cena posted a watch, with the hands pointing at 10 and 4, which many believe is a reference to October 4th, the day of SmackDown's premiere. Another set of hands pointing at 20 and 16, which some have speculated is a reference to the Blue brand's 20th anniversary and Cena's 16 world titles. If true, this is a very interesting strategy for Cena to announce his appearance, though given the wealth of the former champion, he could just be showing off the watch he's just bought himself. More WWE news now, and though AEW Dynamite is set to debut on TNT this Wednesday, the WWE doesn't want fans to think about that. WWE Network News reports that Watch Along, where fans can tune in to see the superstars' reactions to content, will be able to watch on the network at the same time. The show, which will be hosted by Caleb Braxton, will be viewing the 2-hour NXT live show on the USA Network, with special appearances by Cassius Ohno, Rachel Evans, and Keith Lee. It's clear WWE doesn't want fans tuning over to the competition, and with Watch Along on the network and NXT on the USA Network, there's plenty of options for the fans. Not only that, this week's NXT will also air with limited commercial interruptions and will have a half-hour pre-show as, needless to say, WWE is going all out for the developmental brand. Over to Raw next, and though Jerry Lawler has been announced as part of the new commentary team, fans shouldn't expect to hear his voice for long. According to reports, The King will only be on the show temporarily alongside Vic Joseph and Dio Madden until a permanent replacement is found, and Dave Meltzer claimed on Wrestling Observer Radio that Raw director Paul Heyman never wanted Lawler in the first place, saying, "There's another guy, and I don't know who it is, it might be Nigel. If I read the tea leaves right, I would think if it were my guess, it would be Nigel." A WWE Hall of Famer, Lawler is one of the most recognizable commentators ever, and with so much attention being put on SmackDown recently, this may be a case of WWE still trying to get fans to tune in on Monday nights. Boonham Murray Productions may not be a name most WWE fans know, but the company has produced plenty of reality TV shows the fans will have heard of. Over the years, Boonham Murray has made Total Divas, Total Bellas, Legends House, and Ms. and Mrs., but one show they won't be making is Superstar Search. The show was announced in January and was supposed to find the next top female superstar, kinda like the Diva Search, but with more of a focus on actually being a wrestler than just sex appeal. WWE even had women have callbacks, but according to Squared Circle Sirens Casey Michaels, the show has officially been cancelled. The show may have been a fun idea, but it seems WWE will need to find their next breakout female star the old-fashioned way for now. More buzz from the WWE Fox deal now as the promotion continues to do everything it can to generate a buzz for this week. To promote the Blue brand, WWE has debuted 7 AR filters that allow fans to become their favorite superstars, including The Undertaker, Triple H, Randy Orton, and Charlotte Flair. We should all expect the IWC to be flooded with face wraps soon thanks to the new tech, though AEW star MJF won't be pleased as he's a known hater of filters. Though the tech has been made by Facebook's Spark AR Studio, it's all been done to promote SmackDown on Fox, as the deal between Fox and WWE continues to grow. This week, the New Day's Big E became the latest star to benefit from the deal when he announced boxer Shawn Porter to the ring for his welterweight unification match. In the end, Porter lost via a split decision to Errol Spence Jr., and though Porter came up short, he definitely had the best entrance of the night. This video's been pretty WWE heavy, so we're gonna end with some AEW news, as the company's vice president Cody Rhodes recently spoke about a wide range of topics. Talking on an appearance of Collider Live, Rhodes was asked about AEW competing against NXT at the same time, describing the change as a reactionary call by Vince McMahon. "I'm not saying it's a smart move or not a smart move, it's just 100% reactionary. We were always going to be on TNT and this was always the time slot. We just have to focus on what we're doing." Continuing, Rhodes said that AEW needs to avoid being reactionary and will instead focus on their own product, saying, "What happens when you become reactionary is it becomes about, well, The Undertaker is going to be teaming with Johnny Gargano and then all of a sudden you're grasping for pieces of nostalgia." While it only launched in January, AEW has quickly become one of the biggest names in wrestling, and though WWE and AEW have said that there isn't a war, it sure seems like one will start this Wednesday with the launch of AEW Dynamite on TNT.